Welcome back to my Forever World. Today we are going to work on some buildings because this area has been long awaited for a build. Now, like the name suggests, the color gate is going to consist of some pretty cool things. Basically, if I can explain it correctly, is that it will split off into different sections, and those sections will be one color. So I'm going to try to create one part of the city that will literally be colored as you walk through. So the more you walk through, different colors you get, and then when you pop out, you'll be at a different part of the city off in this direction. Now that all sounds great and fun, but first let's get this color gate finished. Well, that took me an entire real life day. Yeah, getting all those ores was not easy. It was fun. It's pretty cool. I like it. But now we can actually continue into what we actually want to do. Layouts. And that's the last block. Well, okay, so that is most of the road done. Now to do the pistons. Yippee! Now we are just gonna place the pistons down. And boom. Done. It's pretty good. And now to do these thingies. 1, 2, 3, and lastly number 4. Number 4. All done. Alright, the last thing we need to do is put all the stone into the squares. I will do that now. Well, it took a lot longer than I thought, but it's done. So, here's the thing. I don't really know or have much of a plan, besides the fact that I know that I want this entire part of the city to be one specific color as you go through. I am thinking, though, that maybe the closer to the middle you get, the less color there is. So here's my thought. So my thought is that in the middle would be a color wheel. And basically, if you don't know, a color wheel kind of goes outwards the more color there is. So this middle part, maybe this section would be gray. Also, you might be wondering, why are the squares slightly uneven? Well, that's because it was supposed to be faced this way. And I kind of messed up a little bit and decided to rock with it, as I'm most likely going to be putting farms in here. And there is a farm that fits this. But then I realized I needed a bigger space. So instead of just redoing both, I just did one on the other side. It's fine. It's a minute detail, but it's whatever. It shouldn't affect it too much. So I'm thinking I'm just going to stick with the middle idea, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so then I'm going to get started on the first buildings being white and gray and a little bit of black. So let's do this. And boom. So we have the first little towers, and we're going to go up further But this should give us a good general basis for the bottom of the towers, because now we can go and make it slightly lighter as we go up. So that's going to lead into more of the stone stuff, or gray more blocks. And now we're going to do the same with tough blocks. Alright, the first little walls are done. So now I just got to fill them in to create my buildings. Now I think I'm going to fill them in using hopefully the pale wood. The only thing with the pale wood is it does kind of look pinkish. Like, you can kind of see it. It's a little pink. Like, see? It's like slightly pinkish. It's either I use pale wood like that, or I use pale wood like this. And it is more white, but it's still that slightly pinkish tone. Something that I haven't thought about using at all is concrete. I've used concrete early on in the world, but I haven't used it now. I also experimented with white terracotta, but it still gave off that pinkish look, so not really what I want. This does make it more blend into the lighter look, which is what I want. White concrete powder and some wood. That was that. And now to do that one. It's going to be really simple. It's just going to be stone bricks. It's going to take like 2 seconds. Bang. Now there's stone. This looks like minimal progress, but it actually is coming together quite well. And when you see the finished thing, it will be awesome. Even though I have no idea what the finished thing looks like in my head either. But we're kind of just going, and that's the way I do it. Alright, it's finally time to work on some of the actual buildings to make it whole. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly transition one of them at a time instead of all 4 of them like I've been doing. So that I can get a grasp on what I'm doing before I do all of them and don't like it. Okay, and a little bit more understanding, we're going to go bluish green. If you want to know what color that is, it's kind of like this color. Yeah. Boom. We have this set up, and I've come to a revelation. Originally, I was going to do it as it expands outwards, but I thought about it. If I'm already going up with the colors, it makes sense if I continue the theme. So I'm going to do gray on these pillars. It's a little rainy, but it looks great. I can already see the vision coming in. Now I just got to fill it. Boop. Alright, one wall done. So that's pretty good for the blue and greenish bits. So now we have to move on to this side, which is dark blue, and we'll see how that goes. But before I do any of that, I need to make some more allays. What's the duplicate timer? Well, I only need 2. We're gonna take these allays over to an ocean monument. And apparently, I didn't defeat the ocean guardians already, so let's just do that task real quick. Alright, that took a little bit, but I've set up the squid farm. If you don't know, you can basically create a squid farm using allays, a ticking clock, and going up really high, as they will constantly try to drop it to the note block as long as there's sound and squid deaths nearby. Now you have to go to, I believe it's 185, and the basic ones will just spawn in for you. And after just a little bit of AFK, you get so much. I played like, I don't know, maybe like 5 Clash Royale games, and I got way too much. So now I can take it to my Guardian farm and just plug it in and get a lot of Dark Prism, which we will need. Alright, now finally we'll be able to do this side. Oh, zombie. We'll be able to do this side, and bang. I'm not gonna lie, blue was a little bit of a struggle. With a lot of different designs. I wanted to use more terracotta, but it just looked too purpley, and I tried putting some blue concrete powder, but for some reason it just looks purple. I don't really know why. But now I put the gray building on top. Bam. Alright, the gray is in, everything's looking cool. Now, what color should we do next? Alright, so the next color I'm going to do is light green. Alright, that looks good, so let's fill. Bang. Also, I died. I fell off and died. Somehow. I thought my totem was off, but it's fine. Now to fill. Boom. Now, it's pretty good. I honestly kind of struggle to show the yellow aspect of this because it's supposed to be light green. And maybe I shouldn't have used Prismarine again, but I don't know. I felt like it did its job well. I might replace it with something else in the future, but for now, it's going to stay the way it is. Oh, let me just... I mean, it's small, but it's fine. Yeah, I think... Alright. Boom! Just a little bit of gold. And yes, I kind of reused bamboo again. But I figured, you know, why not? Because, well, there's already bamboo right there. Now to fill it in. Alright. Yellow wall's up. Let's add the gray like we normally do. Well, that is the first street done. Well, first color's done. And it is looking really nice. However, if I keep doing this, it will take a while. So instead, I'm going to time-lapse all of the remaining colors that are left. Not the gray bits, just the remaining colors, because every time I have to pause and stop and go and put the remaining pillars on, it takes a lot of time out of my session. Yellow, orange, done. Orange, dog red. Boom. Red and more red. Pink. Brown. Magenta. Finally, purple. Alright, now let's add all of the next building. We are now done with the third layer. And yes, I say third because there is one more thing we have to collect. Oh, it looks like my server is about to shut down. Okay, so now we have done the deep slate part, which is really cool. It's nice. I like it. It definitely makes the city skyline look great from anywhere else. However, it's a little short, and we need one last thing, which unfortunately is Blackstone. I have not done any Blackstone gathering. So we're going to do that right now, and then put it on the top of the building. Blackstone. How in the world? Okay, so I'm mining some Blackstone for my base, right? There's a bee in the nether. I'm like a solid... That over there is where my portal is. What portal could this be? It didn't follow me. It's just here. It's just chilling in the nether. Why? Generally, that confuses me. And you have no idea how long that actually took. It actually took like half a real life day. But I'm basically done. I have done most of the framing for the building. So now I have to contemplate a decision. Part of me wants to keep the color down here, which does kind of make sense. But the other part of me wants the color to go up, and I think that'd be cool. The only thing that I'm thinking is I feel like maybe I shouldn't do that, but I don't know why. A part of me is thinking if I keep the color down here, it will make it feel more special to be down here, because the further you go, the darker it's supposed to look. However, the shading and the background would look really nice. It already looks much better, but it would look really cool if it was colored as it went. No, not as it went, but as it goes up, the color would, I don't know, fade maybe? Like, maybe these are like, you know, these are the prime colors, and as you go up, they get darker. Or the thing is, I don't know what else I should do, because It's just that it's not that there's not enough color, because I think there is. It's just, would it look better if it was all black? Like, you see how it goes from black and downwards. To me, I'm like, maybe I should continue that and make it, you know, black and then gray, because it's supposed to be like that. But I feel like the goal of this was to make a building that used all the colors. And I don't feel like this does, unless, you know, it does this. I'm going to ponder on this for a little bit and see. I'm going to do the color. Alright, so I have done the first stretch, and I'm definitely liking my decision. Was that a bomb, or was that a... I hope that was lightning. But honestly, that could have just been a bomb. So this is the last recording of me. I'm dead. Oh, I haven't died yet. So that's something. Okay, well, besides the bomb that may have went off in my neighborhood, I like it. I'm gonna continue it for all of them. Yup. Okay, so I was working on the well, most of them. I got most of the towers done. I just realized that I did green and I did yellow twice. So we're just gonna... I just swapped it out for moss. Really easy fix. Alright, all of the things are done. It looks pretty cool. All the colors are in. It looks really nice, knowing that it's basically fully complete. Wow, that just gives the city more depth, and that looks awesome. So there's only a couple things left to do, and we have to put in the white bits and the windows. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, the windows themselves aren't going to be that hard to do, considering that I just had to match them to the color. It's just going to be slightly annoying. So I'm going to knock out white first. Okay, so thankfully it only takes 32 exactly on the dot to do these, which doesn't mean I have to get more glass, but that's fine. It's taking me 12 years to place all these windows. So close to being done, bro. Just these last windows. Oh my god, I think I'm... Wait. I think it's just these last two. I think it's... Yep, this is it. That's the last pane. Wow. I think that's done. Well, I think I just gotta do the surrounding buildings in black. I'm done. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a genuine fun one to create. I'm excited to continue building this world. I think though, the next episode we are going to possibly move on into the new things that Minecraft has to offer. As right now, I am currently in the newest version of Minecraft, which I believe has some of the new things that this game has to offer. Like, apparently, a spear. So, that's pretty crazy. I definitely want to experiment with this item in the next... Wow, that is so cool. Huh. That is pretty interesting. Look at that. Whoa, animation? In Minecraft? Why? Why? Well, it's pretty cool, and I definitely like it. It's unique, and maybe in the next episode we'll build something that might use it. Or maybe even a whole new area that we could build in. I'm thinking maybe in the next episode we start to work on the different areas of the world. I've only worked on the city part, so I'm kind of excited to work on something else, but I'm also excited because as this recording is coming out, tomorrow Cobblecraft Season 4 is starting, and that has me pumped up more than ever. So, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe, as I've been enjoying doing all these builds, and I really do hope to create more. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. Especially with what to put inside of here. I have no idea what to put inside, and it's kind of bugging me. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.